Welcome to this deep dive. Today we're looking inward, exploring something really fundamental to, well, everything we experience, our intentions.
Yes. It's a quiet journey, isn't it? Getting to the very source of why we do things and, how that source feeds the world around us.
There's this image that keeps coming to me, imagining our lives almost like a garden. And every thought, maybe even just a flicker of intention, it feels like planting a seed.
That's a lovely way to put it. A garden, our inner world, the soil of our mind. It holds so much possibility.
And some seeds grow, don't they? They blossom, others just sort of wither. Maybe doubt gets in the way or just neglect.
Exactly. And each intention we choose to cultivate, that's us tending the garden, deciding what gets the sunlight, what gets watered.
It makes me think about karma. That word can feel, I don't know, a bit loaded sometimes, maybe misunderstood.
It often is, yes. People think punishment or destiny, perhaps.
Right, but at its core, isn't it really just about action? And that every action has to start somewhere with an intention.
Precisely. Karma isn't some external judge. It's more like an echo. The echo of our intentions rippling out.
Ripples, like dropping a stone in a pond.
Just like that.
Yeah.
The energy, the quality, the intention we put into an action. That's what sets the ripples in motion. It shapes what comes back to us, what happens next.
So those patterns we sometimes notice in life, the things that seem to happen again and again, maybe they're not just random. Maybe they're the harvest from seeds we've been watering all along, maybe without even knowing it.
It's quite something when you realize that, isn't it? That we have this agency. We're not just being blown about by the wind.
We're the gardeners.
We are the gardeners, choosing what grows. If we focus on, say, resentment or frustration, well, we're tending thorns, really.
And they prickle.
They do. But if we cultivate kindness, patience, understanding, then the blossoms start to appear. It's a conscious choice, mostly.
I remember hearing about someone struggling in meditation. Their mind was just buzzing. And the advice wasn't to fight it, but to look at what they were bringing to the quiet. Was it worry? Striving?
Yes, that points right to it. The intention behind the stillness. If you're trying to be still with an agitated heart, the stillness itself feels like a struggle.
So you plant agitation and expect peace. Doesn't quite work.
It doesn't. It's about aligning the seed with the flower you hope to see, nurturing the qualities you actually want to grow.
You know, it's interesting how this connects with brain science now, how our thoughts actually change our brains, strengthen pathways.
Absolutely. Neuroplasticity. Every time we have a thought follow an intention, we make that pathway a little stronger, a little easier to travel next time.
So if we keep choosing, say, positive intentions,
then those become the default paths. It's like deciding each morning, okay, today my intention is joy or curiosity. It actually primes your mind to look for those things, to notice them.
And visualization, is that part of it too? When you really vividly picture something you want?
Very much so. The brain, it responds to vividly imagined scenarios, almost like they're real. It's like a mental rehearsal.
So you're laying down the tracks in a way.
You are strengthening that inner conviction. And often that seems to open doors. You notice opportunities aligned with that intention.
But okay, it can't just be about thinking or wishing, right? Intention needs, well, action.
Oh, definitely. Intention without action is like a seed left in the packet. It needs planting, watering, tending. Our inner clarity has to meet our outer engagement.
They have to dance together.
That's a good way to see it. A dance.
So when we boil it down, the real question seems to be, what seeds are we tending every day? Are we choosing consciously? We're just letting old habits run the show.
And that awareness, that simple noticing, is the start of everything, isn't it? Moving from just reacting to, intentionally creating, shaping our own experience from the inside out.
Which brings us to how this affects, well, not just us, but everything around us. Those ripples again. I think about teachings on right intention.
Ah, yes, from the Eightfold Path,
Yeah.
a crucial piece.
It's about why we want something, isn't it? Is the root desire about me, or is it something broader?
Exactly. Is it rooted in self-grasping, just wanting something for ourselves? That often leads to more struggle, more dissatisfaction. Or is it rooted in, say, compassion, a genuine wish to help, to ease suffering, to contribute?
That feels very different.
It leads to a different quality of life, a different kind of well-being. It encourages that little pause, doesn't it? Before we speak, before we act.
Just asking, why this? What's really driving me? What impact might this have?
That pause is where the freedom is, to shift from just reacting on autopilot to making a conscious, aligned choice, moving from unconscious reaction to conscious creation.
And this ripple effect, it's not just theoretical, is it? You can almost feel how someone's energy affects a room.
Oh, absolutely. Emotional contagion, they call it sometimes, our inner states. They do radiate outwards, like warmth from a fire or a chill.
So if we cultivate positive intentions, kindness, generosity, peace,
We become a source of that for others. Think of a leader who genuinely cares, or a parent whose actions flow from love. Their presence alone can be uplifting, even healing.
creates a safe space.
Precisely. Where others feel seen and can maybe flourish a bit more themselves.
But keeping those intentions pure, that's the challenge, right? Our minds get noisy, desires pull us around.
They certainly do. And that's where mindfulness comes in. That gentle, non-judgmental awareness.
Like an anchor.
Exactly. It helps us notice when our intentions are getting tangled up, maybe driven by fear or ego, and gently guide them back. Back to clarity, back to compassion.
So how can we, practically work with this, make intention a more conscious part of daily life?
Well, one simple way is to start the day with clarity. Just take a quiet moment, maybe set 3 small intentions.
Like what?
Oh, things like, today I intend to listen deeply when someone speaks, or I intend to meet challenges with curiosity, or even just, I intend to notice moments of gratitude.
Those sound manageable, not huge, lofty goals.
No, they're anchors. Gentle reminders throughout the day, helping us navigate with a bit more awareness of how we want to be.
That makes sense.
What else?
Well, cultivating compassionate action is huge. And importantly, starting with ourselves.
Self-compassion. That can be tricky. We're often so hard on ourselves.
We are. But if we can offer ourselves the same kindness and understanding we'd offer a friend when we mess up, it frees up so much energy. We learn, we get back up, instead of getting stuck in blame.
And that kindness naturally flows outwards then.
It tends to, yes. It's hard to be genuinely compassionate towards others if you're constantly beating yourself up. And maybe checking in at the end of the day.
How so?
Just a brief reflection. Not judging, but just noticing. How did my intentions play out today? What felt aligned? What didn't? It's like learning from the day's gardening.
Refining the process for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Now, there's something that feels a bit like a paradox. Setting clear intentions, but also letting go of the outcome. How do those fit together? The dance of intention and surrender. It's subtle, isn't it? Holding too tightly to a specific result, a specific how or when, that creates tension, resistance even.
Like trying to hold on to sand, the tighter you grip.
The faster it slips through your fingers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Letting go isn't about giving up on the intention or stopping the effort. It's releasing the attachment to how it must look or precisely when it must arrive.
So it's trusting the process, trusting that your intention plus the aligned action will guide things maybe in ways you didn't expect.
That's a beautiful way to phrase it. Focusing on the journey, on embodying the qualities of your intention now, rather than obsessing over the destination. Trusting life's flow.
It really does feel like we're being invited to see ourselves as active shapers of our reality. Intentions aren't just fuzzy wishes, they have force.
They absolutely do. We are the caretakers of this inner garden, the architects building our future moment by moment, intention by intention. It holds immense power.
But then, what about those times when we have a clear intention, we're taking action, but things still seem blocked? Or we even sabotage ourselves? Is there something deeper going on?
That often points towards the subconscious realm, doesn't it? Those hidden beliefs, old patterns, maybe fears we aren't even fully aware of.
Like currents running underneath the surface, pulling against where we consciously want to go?
Precisely. We might consciously intend for abundance, say, but subconsciously hold a belief that we're unworthy or that money is somehow bad. Those underlying currents can be very strong.
So how do we even find those? Shine a light on them.
Quiet contemplation helps. Honest self-inquiry. Asking questions like, what am I really afraid of here? Or what belief might be holding me back? Bringing them into awareness is the first step.
Just seeing them without judgment.
Seeing them with kindness, with curiosity, that starts to loosen their grip. Meditation can be invaluable here too, just watching the mind.
And what about things like affirmations? Repeating positive statements.
That can be a useful tool, yes. When done with feeling and consistency, it's like planting new seeds in that subconscious soil, gradually helping to rewrite those old, unhelpful scripts.
It sounds like patience is really important in all this. Things don't always shift overnight.
Oh, absolutely. Think of the Moso bamboo. For years, it grows almost entirely underground, building a vast root system. Then suddenly, it shoots up incredibly fast.
So much is happening unseen.
Exactly. Our intentions, our inner work, it's often like that bamboo's roots. There's preparation, integration, growth happening beneath the surface before we see the outward results.
Which brings us back to that non-attachment, maybe.
Mm.
Focusing on being the person who embodies that intention rather than constantly checking if the result has arrived yet.
Yes, embody the peace you seek, embody the generosity, embody the confidence, live.
There's also this idea of aligning ourselves, our energy, with something bigger, like the universe or the flow of life. Does that make manifesting intentions easier?
It can feel that way, yes.
Yeah.
Like swimming with the current instead of against it,
Mhm.
aligning with what in Buddhism might be called dharma, the natural law of harmony.
How do we do that? How do we cultivate that alignment?
Well, gratitude is a powerful practice.
Yeah.
Simply noticing and appreciating what is good, what we do have. It shifts our whole energy from lack to abundance, makes us more receptive.
Just listing things each day.
It can be that simple. It retrains the mind to see the good. Another way is through acts of service, selfless giving.
How does that help alignment?
When we act purely to benefit others without expecting something back, it dissolves the ego's focus on me. It taps us into a larger flow of generosity, of interconnectedness. Creates wonderful ripples too.
And stillness. Does finding quiet time help?
Immensely. Whether it's meditation, journaling, walking in nature, those moments of quiet allow us to tune out the external noise and connect with our own inner wisdom, that deeper knowing which is already aligned.
It's like tuning a radio to the right frequency.
A perfect analogy. Attuning ourselves to that deeper harmony.
And thinking about ripples, it's kind of awe-inspiring to consider that our individual intentions, my intentions, your intentions, they don't just affect us, they add up, right? Contribute to a kind of collective pool.
Yes, the collective consciousness, every thought, every intention, every action sends out vibrations that contribute to the overall atmosphere,
Yeah.
the shared reality we all experience, like the butterfly effect, perhaps.
It really underscores the responsibility we have then.
It does. The understanding of interconnectedness, interdependence is central. What we do to others, we ultimately do to ourselves. What we do to the planet, we do to ourselves. Harming another creates ripples that eventually return.
And uplifting others.
Uplifts the whole. It invites us to live consciously, compassionately, knowing that our choices matter far beyond our immediate circle, even for future generations.
Wow. So, as we sort of draw this deep dive towards a close, there's this really powerful feeling, isn't there? A sense of not being just a passive observer, but an active creator.
Absolutely. We're not just leaves blown by the wind of fate, we are participants. Our intentions are the brushstrokes painting the canvas of our lives.
We hold the brush.
We hold the brush, we choose the colors, we direct the strokes. We can intend boldly, act with courage, and trust the unfolding masterpiece.
So the final thought maybe is for everyone listening to just quietly reflect. What kind of legacy do you want your intentions to create? What impact do you want to have?
The answers lie within, holding the key to unlocking our fullest potential.
Thank you. This has been really insightful, a gentle yet powerful exploration.